I have an urgent message that I want to get out there that has to do with feeling ready. A lot of musicians do not feel ready to play gigs or perform a song that they've been working on, or sell their skills out in the music marketplace. And this is all very understandable, and it's extremely common and nothing to be ashamed of. And also, many musicians are searching for a solution. How can I feel ready? It's not really how can I feel ready, but how can my product be ready? How can my skill be better? How can I be better? And this is something that I've wrestled with over many years, this feeling of not being ready, this feeling of not, feeling like I can't start until I'm in the right headspace. And yes, there's a certain amount of mindset that you want to get right, but it's not as much about the skill or the project in question that you may think, but more about what the energy that you're coming from and the confidence that you have in yourself. Now, at first glance, this may seem very obvious, but it's really, it's only obvious when you're not in it. And when you're, for example, if you're learning a new technique and you say you're a jazz musician, you're learning a new lick, you want to play that lick, but you just want to kind of slide that in there in a solo, but it's not really happening in the practice room. Well, you may not feel ready to hop on the bandstand, or maybe probably a better example would be a tune. You haven't fully absorbed the tune. Well, you may not feel ready to hop on the bandstand and play that tune yet, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't still hop on the bandstand and play that tune or another tune. I'm going to shift gears with the examples. So I have a client I was just talking to who shared with me that she feels she wants to start playing gigs, but she doesn't feel ready because she feels like she doesn't have enough experience, or maybe her voice she doesn't have some certain stylistic aspects of the kind of music that she is interested in performing, which is pop music. Well, guess what? Her voice sounds great, and she has been performing for years. And I told her this. I said, you are actually ready right now to start performing. And the only thing that kept her from thinking she was ready and feeling she was ready was not technical aspect of how to get gigs. I told her I can show you how to get gigs. For years I've booked myself as a freelance musician. That part is kind of the easy part. The part that's less intuitive and probably more important is really understanding and knowing that you have what it takes right now to get the gigs. That you have what it takes right now, even if it's not perfect, to play that tune. That you have what it takes right now to do that project that you've been procrastinating or avoiding because you feel you're not ready. I am accompanying some high school soloists for the Dripping Springs High School right now for a band contest. And this is a lot of music, a lot of difficult piano accompaniment music, now that I am faced with being able to play in a way that allows the student to feel comfortable and allows them to give the best performance they can. And it's been years since I have engaged in any kind of accompaniment, and I think the last time I did was when I was in college. It's been a little overwhelming, because again, these pieces are very challenging. There's a lot of modern contemporary pieces, things with a lot of key changes, things with a lot of weird accidentals, double sharps, double flats, 16th notes, two-handed and independent sort of things. And now I'm faced with the task of how do I integrate this into my practice schedule? Do I even have time to practice this? How can I make time to practice this? But not to a point where I feel like I'm not doing my time justice. And so, again, this is something I haven't done for years, but I do enjoy it. I really enjoy accompanying soloists, and it is another source of income for me right now. It's one of my many jobs that I'm doing now. So it's allowing me to make a living doing something I enjoy. Was I ready to do it? Well, you could argue that I was not ready, but here I am doing it, right? So, and it's the same with when I started teaching. There was a point where I didn't feel ready to teach because I had never taught before, or I had only taught a couple lessons before. And this was back in 2017 when I lived in LA, and I got like 23 piano students overnight, and I started teaching pretty much full-time. I went from being a full-time solar assessment appointment setter to a full-time piano instructor in Los Angeles pretty much overnight. Was I ready? No. But did I learn how to teach? Yeah, I learned how to teach piano. I became more confident. I've been teaching piano in a in a big capacity since 2018. And so I'll just give one more example. I started recording a piano part for a song that I wrote, and I wanted to record it acoustically, so I set up a couple microphones, condenser, paired microphones to record in stereo, and I've started recording piano for this song, and it's been a lot of uncertainty, a lot of learning curves with coming back to Logic Pro and dealing with the software and dealing with the acoustics and the phasing and the sound of the piano, EQing the piano, finding dealing with track comping and editing, things like that. Was I ready to do that? No, but that's how I got ready. I just started to do it. So my message today is for musicians out there who don't feel ready. If you feel like you just need some more time in the practice room, or you feel like there's something about whatever it is you're trying to do, maybe it's a skill set or a technique, you don't have to be ready. I want you to remember that you have right now, simply because, by virtue of being a musician and by virtue of your intention and your dedication, you can start to do that thing that you feel you're not ready to do, and that's how you get ready. That's how you actually create the new opportunities. And it's going to feel scary and it'll feel overwhelming, but you just take deep breaths and you tell yourself you're going to get through it, and you're going to come out the other side with another skill, and it's going to make you more marketable, more versatile, and more confident. So that's my message for today. I am starting to offer one-on-one coaching for those of you who are interested in taking your entire musical life to a better and more functional place, which is a much deeper form of support than simply weekly lessons. I'd still offer weekly lessons, but I'm now making a shift to offering a longer-term program, which would be over the course of 3 months, which would supply you pretty much with all the resources that you would need so that you can finally reclaim a sense of confidence in yourself, so that you don't have to feel like you have to do X, Y, and Z to finally share your art, share your music. I realize that there's a lot of importance in mastering your craft and practicing and becoming the best musician you can be, and I'm not discounting that at all. However, the focus of this practice, the focus of my work with a mentoring client, would be to really examine the inner core beliefs, the self-confidence issues, the mindset that may be getting in the way and blocking them from living the most fulfilling musical and creative life. And when I say fulfilling, I just mean being able to effectively reach your goals in a way that makes you feel satisfied on a musical level and on a personal level. So if that's something of interest to you, definitely send me a link via Instagram, or also you can use the Calendly link in the description to schedule your first call with me, which would be free. I have a lot of resources and support that I can give in that first free call. So certainly take advantage of that. It is absolutely no obligation. And I do hope to meet you and see you and hopefully support you. And I'll see you guys in the next update. Have a great day.